Good afternoon, everyone, or good day wherever you may be. My name is Ibrahim or Haruna, and um, I have about 20 years experience in the IT, in information technology, IT world, in telecommunication, and also in delivering of project, program, and portfolio management. I have over 20 years working with leadership, working with different organizations to actually come up with a strategic vision and how to actually take that to deliver incremental values. And company that have worked for include the Chevron Nigeria Limited Services Company to Chevron, and also Econet Wireless, and also as to MTN as a regional manager before moving to Canada almost 20 years ago. And in Canada, I continue that trend, working with various telecommunication industry, Rogers Communication, Telus Communications. I also work with the University of Alberta, which is education, work with investment banking, Morgan Stanley in New York. I've also worked for the banks in Canada here, TD Bank and Royal Bank. And in government, I've worked with the government of Ontario, government of BC, and currently I'm consulting for the federal government of Canada. And so what I'm talking about is based on out of my experience and working with various leaders, helping with different policies, regulations to make sure we deliver incremental values to customer and also providing support system. And so a couple of days ago, I talked about the expectation for the incoming Minister of Communication and Digital Economy. And I have also received a lot of feedback and calls and people asking me questions and people also adding their comment. And I wanted to quickly talk about it. And quick correction. I talk about the incoming minister must be grounded in the telecommunication industry. Um, yes and no. Yes, they find that it is good if somebody has that experience, but no in the sense that anyone can do it. In government, we have lawyers. A good example, Fashola was a lawyer, and you can see how he performed excellently as the governor of Lagos State and also as a minister of works. So you could be a lawyer, you could have different background, but be able to work with a team of people that can help you deliver your vision, a team of people that can make sure things that you do, you can help to get the values out of it. But let's take a step back and look at the current situation in Nigeria. What are the gaps? Some of the gaps in terms of our mobile network services, which is the infrastructure, the backbone that supports that digital economy, needs an improvement. Improvement in the sense that the quality of service is very poor. You see a situation where somebody is trying to actually do um, phone call. Sometimes you can't even make that phone call. You want to do Zoom, you cannot do that. You want to go on YouTube, you cannot do that. It's because the bandwidth is very low. You're talking about 5G in a lot of countries. In Nigeria, you still see some area 2G, no network at all. Some you see 3G, and you see in few area some area 4G. And the last time I was speaking to one of my colleagues in MTN, and I was asking, why is that your network is not that very good? And the person talk about the NCC is not allowed them to actually increase prices. And I told the guys here, and I don't think pricing is the issue here, because they are thinking that increasing pricing is going to help them to be able to have money to build infrastructure, right? And I say no, because right now the company is declaring billions of profit. So you can actually, the company, I mean, MTN or any provider can push more money into the developing their infrastructure, and then be able to support and provide that quality of service. The reason why the INEC was not able to transmit their election result was also because of poor infrastructure, right? Because we don't have that infrastructure that can actually do the real-time support. And there are devices we can use to do that. And looking at the eight pillars that in the Ministry of Communication and Digital Economy website, you see that they actually have eight pillars that can support the development of Nigeria digital economy. One of it is solid infrastructure. You have service infrastructure as well, right? those need to be well done. Those need to be granted before you can get good services, right? So whoever that is coming to be able to be the minister needs to be able to assemble his team together that can help to make sure these regulations are well followed. The regulatory body needs to do what they need to do, right? And there has to be collaboration between the ministry and the NCC to ensure that providers do follow their licenses, right? If you don't use our license, for instance, they can be revoked. If you don't follow it, you can be fined. In different parts of the world, companies pay millions of dollars if they don't follow the regulatory. So I'm looking forward to Nigeria, the better next 8 years of our Tinubu regime. And I'm advising Tinubu that I should look at somebody who will be able to do a better job to be able to help us provide the needed services. Because government also need that. There are a lot of work we're going to do for the government in terms of expanding the infrastructure in the government, the IT world, the information technology world, to be able to support those digital economy. That way, if you're able to do that well, rest assured that it will help to boost the economy as well, and we can be able to provide good services to people. And looking forward for more of this chat. I'll be looking forward for feedback, and I'm going to do more of these. And thank you for listening. We talk to you again. Thank you.